the theories we went over in Unit 2 was the cognitive dissonance theory. And the cognitive dissonance theory is all about the way we take in a message, store it in our minds, and fit it in with the rest of the messages we received. If it doesn't fit in, then we ultimately feel this discomfort among our cognitions, which are our beliefs, our thoughts, and our attitudes. So being in high school and going through college, my first year, you were faced with all these different situations, facing parties, going out and drinking, alcohol, things like that. So one of the situations I was put in was whether or not to go to a party or stay home and study. And I ultimately made the decision to go to the party, and while I was at the party, I felt this sense of discomfort. And this sense of discomfort was resulting from the fact that my behaviors were on a different level than my thoughts were. So I was feeling this kind of dissonant relationship among my thoughts and my beliefs and my behaviors and my actions. And this comes from also the magnitude of dissonance. From now on, when I'm faced with the question of whether or not to go to a party or stay home and study, I figure out the dissonance ratio, and I figure out what consonant cognitions are going to come out of this and what dissonant cognitions are going to come out of it. So basically rating the pros and cons of the situation that I'm going to put myself in, and if I do go to the party or if I stay home and study. So after I made that bad decision to go to the party that one time and my grades suffered on the quiz, I realized that I need to try and use the strategies to avoid dissonance, which would be like, saying I just need to stay home and study. When I'm asked to go to the party, just say I need to stay home and study. And that's ultimately reducing the dissonant cognitions and adding the consonant ones. And just avoiding parties altogether when I do have tests and quizzes. So basically my advice to someone facing any dissonant relationships dissonant relationships would be to weigh the pros and cons of the situation, see what consonant cognitions or dissonant cognitions are going to come out of it, and ultimately make your decision that way to avoid having your beliefs and behaviors on different levels and feeling that sense of discomfort when you make that decision. And like I said, going through high school and college, I see people faced with these decisions they have to make all the time, and I personally. And so reading through this chapter, learning these strategies that I can do to help avoid these dissonant and discomfort feelings was very helpful in, being a college student and helping to lessen that discomfort I feel about my decisions.